Hello, everybody. It is Food for the Soul Daily Devotional, day 70 something. I don't have very good internet over here, so I can't even check YouTube, which I kind of love in a way. But just wanted to share a couple of stuff for today. It's devotional, and you begin to think how beautiful what God created is. Just what people would say as something as an evolutionary act of some form of explosion, that eventually after thousands of years things have come about. But and then you begin to think about the little small things that sometimes we don't see, or we pass. So for example, we have palm trees in the back right where I'm at right now, and I was thinking about this. It's like, okay, you know what, I'm pretty sure there's scientific reasons of how mountains can be formed through lava, through years, through tectonic plates crashing into each other. But then you begin to think, why is it that palm trees are always or usually seen around the beach? Like, who put them there? Did people plant them? But then you begin to think, when the problems like tornadoes and hurricanes come, and the winds are blowing to 120 miles an hour, and you begin to see these palms just swaying back and forth. Trees that you usually don't see in the city, that when you see like 20, 30, 40-mile winds, they're practically breaking apart. So you begin to see how amazing and the perfection that God has actually made in an area that He's put here for us to enjoy. The beauty of just actually enjoying His creation. As you can see, it's just a phenomenal of amazingness. And I mean, words can't begin to describe the magnitude of what God continues to do on a day-to-day basis, with how He does it and why He does it for us to enjoy, to see that. Who told the mountains? Who told the oceans where to stop? Who told them exactly where they needed to, hold themselves? Because it's amazing to see the beauty and the wonders that God has made. And the more you see it, the more you're exposed to it, you begin to see that we are not a mistake. We are not an evolutionary act of science that we came from a monkey, or we came from something other than that, or it was a huge explosion like the Big Bang Theory. But we begin to think that God put each and everything in its rightful place, just as He's put you in its rightful place, just as He's put these palm trees in their rightful place. So when tornadoes come, they can withstand those winds, those hurricanes, and still stay there. So after the hurricane passes, just in the same manner, He doesn't put you in situations that you cannot handle. So for example, if you can't handle tribulations or issues that are very tremendously, He's not going to put you in a hurricane that's going 120 miles an hour. He's going to put you in 20, 30 mile an hour winds, maybe, spiritually speaking, so you can be able to handle it. But you see these palm trees handling 120 mile per hour winds, and you begin to realize they've been put there for a reason. The beauty that they bring, how much they make a place look tropical, or however you want to put it. And you begin to see how God's creation that He has made for us to enjoy is made with perfection. It's made with the reasoning behind it. It's not just, oh my God, this tree is just going to be planted here, or this tree is going to grow here just because, but because it's there for a reason. It's put there for a reason, for us to understand that it's an amazing thing that God has done on a day-to-day basis for us to truly enjoy. So I leave you off with that, and so you guys can be able to realize that even the small little things that we sometimes overlook, and yeah, I know we see palm trees that are planted in the city and stuff like that, but these palm trees, all these palm trees that we pass, that our family has had the opportunity to see throughout the island, they're everywhere along the coast. And I doubt it, they've been planted here by people, because there are thousands and thousands of them just lined up along the coast. And it just allows me to see how amazing God is in His creation and in everything He does. It just brings a bigger confirmation to my soul, to my spirit, even to the flesh, because enjoying it and being able to see the beauty that He has made just allows me to see how wonderful He is in His creation. It allows me to see His characteristics and how He's made things to be so beautiful and wonderful. So I'll leave you off with that. Love you guys. Take care. And don't forget, that you have been created with the reason. You have been created with the purpose. Okay? Just like these palm trees have been put here for a reason, you have been put here in this earth with reasoning behind it. Okay? So don't forget, I love you. Take care, and mahalo. Love you.
Yes, I'm back and back home, but glad to be back safely. It was a joy to be where we had the opportunity to go. And I just want to go over some of the words that I know at the time I couldn't pull up in the word because I didn't know where it was exactly, and there was no internet whatsoever. But I wanted to alliterate pretty much the example I was giving about the palm, just the creation in itself, the oceans, and pretty much God talking about like, hey, this is exactly where you're gonna have to stop. So in Job 38:10 and 11, it says this. It says, "For I locked it behind the barrel gates, limiting its shores. I said, this far and no farther will you come. Here your proud waves must stop." It's amazing to know that what our Father in heaven said and proclaims and tells the waves like, hey, this is as far as you come. And I don't know if you guys noticed, there's humongous waves. Sometimes we're talking about hundreds, maybe 100 feet tall waves, and I like watching, surfers and stuff like that. And yet those waves come crashing down in the same spot. And they may be huge and they may be big, but they crash in the same spot and they don't pass that spot. We're not talking about hurricanes. We're not talking about tsunamis and stuff like that. Okay. When everything is at its normal and everything resides after hurricanes or after tsunamis, the ocean goes back to its original state. The waves come crashing down. There's huge ones and they come crashing down, and no matter how big or how small or how far, how big they are, we know that these words were spoken unto the waters and the waves. It says, here your proud waves must stop. No matter how big they are, no matter how small they are, this is where you're going to stop. And they know it. Yes, the waters know it. They know exactly where to stop. This is exactly where they're going to be. That's it. Our Father in heaven, the creator of us. You can say, but water's dead. There's no living, there's no life in it. Well, it gives life to us. Without water, we will not be able to survive. Now, I'm not saying drink, ocean water and whatnot, but with the way God works and does everything in a perfect way, it's amazing to know that he spoke these words and the oceans obeyed. Just like when he was on the boats and it was, there was a storm happening, he was just sleeping comfortably, and the apostles that were like, God, we're gonna die, please, do something. And he wakes up and he's like, oh man, I was having a good little siesta, and he tells, okay, calm down. And he tells the heavens to hold, calm down. In that same manner, he tells the waves, this is how far you're going to come. And so here your proud waves must stop. In Job 38:10-11, if you don't believe me, go out to the ocean, go out to the beach and see how far they come. Yeah, they move a couple of inches, a couple of feet back and forth when there's a high tide, when there's low tide. But they stay within that area. They know this is as far as I'm going to go. This is as far as I can come. This is how far. And they come back, and no matter how big the waves can come crashing down, they're not going to pass where God told them to go. And that's amazing. That's amazing. You begin to think, you begin to actually realize the beauty and perfection that what people think is something made after thousands and thousands of years, made into this beautiful, land, was some form of explosion, and then after thousands of years, things, managed to come and become accustomed to how, where it was at. So the survival of the fittest and adapting to its surroundings, just like evolution speaks about it. just like the Big Bang Theory speaks about this huge explosion. However you may want to put it, yet theories, you can't begin to think that an explosion happened to put, and I said it like these palm trees along the beach where they can withstand 200-mile-an-hour winds and hurricanes and stay standing and be there. Yet, they're not usually seen like in the city or seen. I mean, people are, plant them within the city. Yes, you go to Hollywood and you see these planted along the side of thing. But I had the opportunity to be able to see hundreds of these along the coast, and it's like, okay, I get it, human beings planting them, but then you see untouched land that's like, as you drive down the coast and they're there, just it's just amazing to see who put them there and why they're there, and the reasoning behind it as well. Because with that same reasoning, how much more important are you than that palm tree? He put that palm tree with the purpose. An architect, which he calls himself an architect, and you'll see that right now when we talk about it, we've realized that an architect designs every single detail, every single nut, every single bolt that goes into a mechanical machine. An architect, however you want to put it, designs something that everything has to work together to be able to function properly and with a reasoning behind it, with a purpose. In that same manner that he created the heavens and the earth, the trees and the palm trees, he created you with much more importance in his image. Can you believe he created you in his image? That's how amazing your capabilities are if you allow yourself to be used by him. So let's move along and let's keep on reading how amazing he is, just to see a little more insight on what he continues to do. I was there when he established the heavens. And we talked about this, how the Son was there with his Father when he created the heavens and the earth. It says, when he drew the horizon on the oceans, for those who like going to the beach and like seeing sunset, and you see that line drawn across, that's the horizon. When the sun sets under that horizon and you see it, he drew that line. I was telling some of my friends today, man, it's like you go to this beach and you turn around, it's not like you're looking like when you go to Long Beach or Huntington Beach and you see these ugly houses or nice houses, behind you, or you see this canvas right behind you of greenery, mountains peaking from 1 second it's like this, and the next second it looks like Mount Everest behind you, and they're green with waterfalls falling from the top of the mountain. It's like literally someone just drew a canvas and just like made it like, okay, you know what? It's beautiful and it's just breathtaking. And this is exactly what he's saying. I was there when he set the clouds above you. He says, when he drew the horizon in the ocean. I was there when he set the clouds above you. When he established the springs deep in the earth. I was there when he set the limits of the seas. When he said the seas, this is as far as you will come. This is the limits that you will have. So they would not spread beyond their boundaries. And when he marked off the earth foundations, I was the architect at his side. I was his constant delight. And we've said this time and time again, just as the Son was the delight for his Father, okay, we are the delight to Jesus Christ. Don't forget that. He rejoices being with you. Okay, I was the architect of his side. I was his constant delight, rejoicing always in his presence, and how happy I was with the word he created, with the world he created. How I rejoiced with the human family he created for his Son to enjoy, just as his Father created us in his image. He created us for his Son's daily delight. We are that delight. We are that perfection, that beauty that God created. Yes, we are not perfect, but when you see ourselves and when you see everything that goes into being a human being, the DNA and all the information that runs in your DNA in one single drop of blood, He created every single drop, every single strand of DNA in your body. The way you were going to look, how big your ears were going to be, how big your nose is going to be, how big your mouth was going to be, how much you were going to end up talking, however you may see it. Beauty at its best, okay? Because God sees the heart, not the exterior. God sees the heart. Though we are the temple and we have to take care of ourselves, okay? Don't think, okay, well, God sees the heart, I don't have to take care of myself. No, okay? It's important to understand the beauty and the purpose that you were here for a reason. Just like He created the palm trees and He put them there alongside the beach to be able to withstand those winds. He put you here to be able to withstand issues and problems and situations were going to happen, because He said to us, He's not going to give you something you can't handle, because He has created you in His image. He has created you with a purpose, with the will to be able to move forward, with the strength to be able to surpass the things that you may think you're not capable of surpassing, because you were created with a purpose to serve, to be able to be a warrior of Christ, to be able to do so much in His name. So I'll leave you with that. God bless you. I love you, and keep moving forward. I know I said it already, but I just wanted to go over these beautiful verses just to kind of just set the foundation, and not only the foundation, but put in your mind that the words that I was expressing are words that are expressed in the Word of God, that provide a backing to the beautiful, beautiful world He has created for you and me to enjoy. God bless. Keep moving forward.